Hey everyone, and welcome back to Emoni Reads and Reviews. I hope you guys had a fantastic week and starting the next week on a Sunday. Sundays will be my new scheduling time, I guess, where I go ahead and create new content. So if you guys stick around, we'll have some very exciting things going on for the remaining of this channel. So for today, we're going to be doing an author-related book. This amazing author can be found on Amazon. Also, Kindle Unlimited if you also have that service. So I'm going to go ahead and get my PowerPoint going, and we're going to have a great show. Okay. So I hope you guys see the screen. So today we're going to be reviewing 3 Ways to Millions, The Basics Simplified by Betty Zigzuka. So what we're going to be discussing is what I liked about the book. We're going to do summaries of all the chapters, and we're going to talk about what the book is about. So what is this book about? How can we make money work for us? This book is a form of preparation for individuals who are seeking advice for tips for saving for retirement, and it has useful tips for obtaining at least $1 million realistically within our lifetime. Not only can these tips help you prepare and save for retirement, but you can use these financial guidelines to live a financially stress-free lifestyle. In today's world, there's plenty of ways to earn an extra income. And, there's a whole bunch of side hustles, social media, where people are really making money work for them. And you can use this like seed money to create new trades, open up a business, even start investing. So we're going to go ahead and take a deeper look into this book. So the chapter summaries, we have an introduction. Chapter 1 is about compound interest. Chapter 2 is e-commerce. Chapter 3 is real estate investing. And Chapter 4 is generational wealth. So the way I did these slides shows it is pertaining to many aspects that I thought were really important throughout the book. So as you see the money picture, and it has a quote that says, "Don't eat your seed, plant it and let it grow." That's something that I really liked about the book because she did provide a lot of examples in this one in this book in its entirety about what we can do to kind of help us build a proper financial goal for ourselves and set for ourselves even before retirement. So the introduction, something that I thought was really, a great thing to say was the basic habitual conscience and intentional daily choices you need to build wealth throughout Simplified. It doesn't matter where you are starting from. What matters is where you're going to go. So this book tells us how we can make money work for us. And I love that it's realistic and it's something that pretty much anybody can obtain. So chapter 1, compound interest. This chapter explains what compound interest is and how it can work for you. And with many things, we know there are risks, but with compound interest, you can build wealth over time. So it makes the risk pretty low. Starting young is the key for really building, wealth through compound interest. So for these pictures, I pretty much used whatever I felt was really important in the chapter. I used as a guide for you all to understand the book so you guys can go purchase it as well. So the earlier you start is better. And she did use this example in this chapter where a lot of us as Americans, we love coffee, we love eating fast food. We don't even realize that we are spending on average maybe $5 to $6 a day on fast food or coffee. But if we can take that same money and invest it somewhere else that is useful for our lives, it can make a meaningful impact. And I know for one, this is something me and my family are really considering and getting ourselves together so we can be financially okay in the next few years. But I mean, let's be real. We do use a lot of money on fast food where we can spend it somewhere else. Even if you're older, you can still be able to start to invest. Employed people are at a great advantage because through their employer, we are able to find options that work best for us when, regarding contribution matching. I know in the past jobs I've had, I definitely did contribute to contribution matching for the 401k and everything like that because it's kind of easier to do when you are employed. Um, so the earlier you start is better, but if you start investing like $2,000 per year with an average return of 10%, you will have well over $1 million before retirement age. Money is not everything, but is a tool that, when well managed, you can make a huge impact. And I definitely agree with that statement. A lot of people think that money is the devil and they say all this weird stuff about money, but money can really get you out of situations in your life that you don't want to live in for the rest of your life. So let's take this example. You grew up in an urban environment. You only see what you only can relate to the circumstances you've been in. And when you are able to do better, you go to college and you start earning money on yourself, for yourself, you're not going to stay in that same environment. You're going to want to change for the better and grow. So money can change your circumstances, but you also have to have that proper mindset with money and financial literacy. So it can go hand in hand. It all depends on what you do. So, chapter two, e-commerce. This is something. This is really one of my favorite chapters in this book. E-commerce is another way of making millions of money buying and or selling goods or services on the internet. This chapter provides an example of just in 5 years how much money you can earn online by consistently selling your products online. You can even sell as low as $10 items as long as you're selling about 54 to 55 items per year. In 5 years, you can have a possibility of earning millions of dollars. Even if you're selling 22 items per day at $25, you can earn $1 million in 5 years. So for me, I do watch a lot of content on YouTube about e-commerce, and my favorite YouTubers really utilizing online services to, fund out their programs, and they've done really well. I've known someone who I watch on YouTube who literally made like $450,000 in like maybe like 6 months just with her products. So to be honest, it all depends on, and on the next slide, it definitely starts to say this. So it all depends on you social networking with people. You have to have a presence online that people like and vice versa. So, that's how you really spread awareness for who you are as a person, your business, your social media platforms. This is just the way of the world. Now you don't have to stand on a street corner trying to get people to come to your business. It's right in your face with social media all day. And I like what this author said. She said, set a goal that is measurable, realistic, and manageable for you. And that is so true. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to do all this crazy science just so you can get a few sales or for you to get a few more followers. Just, be consistent with what you do. Make quality products. I would definitely say make quality content and all of those things, and the people will come to you. So, one quote that says, you will learn and grow and improve as you put your product out for the world to buy. And that's true. You're going to have things that go up and down all the time, situations where you can't control, and you're going to have to maneuver around that and make something else work for you. So, chapter three, real estate investing. This chapter was compact with so much information. Real estate investing is a financial strategy that you can use to purchase ownership, management, retail, or even have like a side property for profit. So, with this chapter, my husband and I, we are wanting to get a house in a few years. And so, with this, we know what we need to do to get ourselves um, together to be able to pay for a down payment, things that regarding credit and, this and that. Like we even have like an appointment with our bank to try to get ourselves financially stable enough credit wise and financially to one day buy a house. So for this chapter, this was something that I felt like in my foreseeable future, I can maybe able to invest in real estate once I'm already in my home. So this chapter, she does give 5 steps for you to be able to live a proper, lovely lifestyle with using the 5 steps of real estate, which is purchasing a home, renting the home to a tenant, collecting rent, and paying bills that is associated with the house. And then the rest of the money, it goes to you so you can live your life. I've known a lot of people who have invested in real estate, and it's really beneficial for you. And I will say, um, besides the book, you can get into real estate without having money, even if you can just go ahead and talk to your local real estate agents at like various companies that may be in your city or your town, and see if you can even go in, walk in and see what they do on a daily basis, become an intern, and then see if you can like flip houses together. And she also talks about flipping houses in this chapter as well, and that is really informative information. So generational wealth, this is also my second favorite part of this book. So generational wealth does not have to be a materialistic thing. We don't have to have a mindset that we think, you know what, I didn't have this growing up, but I want my child to have this. And I really like that book because everybody I know, especially like Black Americans, we have that mentality because of the history that we've gone through as a people. So for us, like even if we like the bare minimum that we feel like our kids could have, and it's something that we didn't have, really, it's like, okay, let me get these Jordans. Okay, let me get this game system. Like, let me get this, let me get that. And yeah, I get that it's a really great thing to do and to want your child to have a best, all the best opportunities in life. But what she said in this book is so true. When it comes to mindsets like that, we can really damage our children further. And even if, mom and dad is in a household and, we love on this child, we still have to be mindful for the other things that we instill in our children. So materialistic things is not going to get us far if we spend all of our money on these things. Whereas we can have a pair of shoes, a pair of Jordans is like $100 to $300. We can use that money and invest into our children. Like for me and my husband, we already knew before our kid was born, it was like, okay, we're gonna do college fund for him, insurance, whatever he wants to do for his life. He can use some money either for college or getting a house for his own. And we knew how important that was, so we just did it as soon as he was born. And he got his little, he breathing. We've been paying on it since he's been born. And that's just something that, I just felt was really important. And it's not what I had. I didn't have the opportunity to really have that growing up. So I knew that, finances and money makes a huge impact on children. And I don't really have that mentality where I feel like, oh, well, my son needs this, my son needs that, because I knew like the most important thing was like mental, like my mental and his dad's mental. So I didn't really care too much about the money stuff aside, or the materialistic stuff that comes with having money. I knew that other aspects of generational wealth was much needed in the household, because the mindset is what is really important. You can have all the money in the world, but your mindset is what matters. If you have a negative image of yourself, then you're going to be bad with money, even with food, with relationships with other people, because you feel that for yourself. You don't feel confident in yourself. So generational wealth is all about mindset. And I really like this chapter a lot because this is something that I'm doing for my family to even begin with. Um, so she did mention that it takes 3 generations to build generational wealth, which that is pretty great information to know. And it makes a lot of sense, seeing other ethnicities and cultures, how they built themselves up. It does take that much time to build up. And I think it's pretty cool because even, when my son, he is older and he has a family of his own, he can still use those same services to build that wealth, or he can go ahead and, get something for his family to really need, like a house or something. So it's pretty a pretty great chapter. And I really enjoyed this chapter a lot because I definitely thought about my own family and what I'm doing that is impacting my own family, even though we're just my son is so small, and we're just starting off our life. But that's what you do when you have a great mindset and you're trying to build something for not just this generation, but the generations to come. So, what I really enjoyed about this book is that it is well written and it's really easy to understand. It isn't something that makes you want to put it down and, you're not, you want to just go off and go watch TV. It's well written. The grammar is spot on, perfect. I hadn't had any issues reading this book. Everything was grammatically correct. And I really enjoyed that this was short and simple. This read is about 45 minutes. And honestly, 45 minutes packed with a lot of information, a lot of useful information, a lot of diagrams and graphs and examples that you can use to better your life and to actually have this an example of what you can do today to, for compound interest, for instance. They had two individuals, wisdom and idealism, where you can kind of look at what these two individuals did to get to $1 million for their retirement. And like I really really like that. This book had so much like examples, so you can follow along with the examples. You can literally build this up for yourself. Even with the e-commerce chapter, they had so many examples that you can use to really build your business, build yourself up so you're able to get to those millions in sales. And I really enjoyed the quotes. This is a really great writer. I really like all the quotes that I used, or even the for the pictures that I have in some of my PowerPoints. It didn't have any quotation marks. I pretty much rephrased what the book was saying, and I really enjoyed that because it just kind of clicked with me, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is right. This book is actually helping people, and it's going to help people. This book gave me a lot of motivation and to start and continue. So, what I mean by start is what I'm already doing to prepare my family, I need to continue to do and not give up on. And what I'm starting to do, or what I'm going to start to do, is, really be more focused on like my side hustle ventures, because, like I said, there's so many ways to earn income nowadays. There's literally no excuse. It just takes your mindset, changing how you feel and think about yourself, and going after what you really want in life. Honestly, who doesn't want to, a lot of people want to own businesses. A lot of people don't want to work for anybody anymore. And I definitely get that. Like the inspirational people that I do watch on a regular day basis, they are doing the work to get themselves where they want to be. Even if there's like, stay at home moms who homeschool, that is literally one of my dreams. I already done the stay at home mom thing. I haven't worked like in a whole year, but I would love to homeschool my child because I feel like, as Americans, we don't really think about education to the point where, if my child is struggling, what can I do to make sure that my child doesn't struggle? And it just takes that little bit of, sitting down with that child so they can be able to, fully grasp a subject. And I would love to do that one day. And I follow people who actually are living that lifestyle, and they're using platforms like social media to really fund their lifestyle. So I think that's pretty cool. Um, this book also gave many examples that I really already shared, but I really enjoyed that about this book. And this book is not a get rich scheme or scam. So I really like that. Sometimes the things that I purchased in the past, it was a get rich scam where it's like, hey, you spend $5 on this, you spend $80 on this, you're going to learn A, B, through Z, but they don't really explain anything. They don't explain anything about how they got there. They don't give you examples. They just kind of just give you some vague information, and they'll tell you, hey, you can do it too. And then when you go back to that person, you say, hey, this book didn't really help me. Then they'll like say, oh, well, you didn't follow all the steps. You didn't do this and that. So this book is like, it's going to work for you if you are willing to do the work for yourself. So this book it gives you so many tips, advice, examples, but it's up to you to be willing to make the sacrifices to help yourself as well as your family and generations to come. And what this book pretty much is about is mindset. What are you going to change in your life so you can have a better life? And I stand by that because I know that that's something that's really important. So I'm going to go ahead and go to slide 16. Thank you guys for watching. If you can like, comment, and subscribe down below, I would greatly appreciate that. And the link is going to be down below in my description box, and I'm also going to leave it in the comments. So if you guys would like to read this book, definitely go check it out. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. It was a really great read. Very quick, very short and simple, 45 minutes. We can do that. Hey, like I said, if you guys have Kindle Unlimited, you can basically, you're getting the book for free, but the money still goes to the author, which is great. That's why I absolutely love Kindle. And I would love to write my books on Kindle, which we're not even going to talk about right now because it's not necessary. But hey, look, that book is down below. You guys go get that book. And as far as this channel, next week, we're going to do another book-related author who has also published her book on Amazon Kindle. So we're going to go ahead and do that next week. But otherwise, I'm going to see you next Sunday, and I hope you guys have a lovely week. Halloween is tomorrow. That is exciting. So what are you guys going to be for Halloween? And what are your kids going to be for Halloween? You know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be a mom for Halloween that cooks and cleans, because I didn't even go get anything. When I was little, I used to be a witch like every year because I love witches. Like, I still love all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go get some stuff on clearance when it's clearance next week. But anywho, you guys have a great week and happy Halloween.